Hey everyone. So it has been a little bit since we had a video on this channel. It's been about, I'd say 6 weeks since I last uploaded. Yeah, I know it's kind of a long time now. There's been a lot of reasons for that, which I'm going to get into. That's why I made this video here. Now this video is going to be completely unedited just because I feel like that's the best way to do this. And I apologize for all the stuttering, all the times I say and all the times I say that might get on your nerve, but please just bear with me. I usually cut all that stuff out in editing. In fact, that's usually what takes up most of the editing process, to be honest, is just cutting all those verbal tendencies out. But yeah. So anyways, some of the changes that have happened is I have other priorities outside of YouTube now. Like I am working a job that I absolutely love, and I've been doing that very recently. It's been fun. I've just also been trying to figure out like my priorities outside of life, stuff outside of YouTube and that sort of thing. Because honestly, I'm not trying to be like rude or ungrateful when I say this, but YouTube is definitely not something sustainable. Like the way I see it right now is that this is a hobby, this is not like my life sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that really had to evaluate. There's been a lot of stuff I had to reevaluate, and I'll be talking about like the content on this channel like very shortly. But yeah, it was like a little bit of that, just having other priorities, and just the last few months have made me really start to reevaluate what I kind of want to do with my life, I guess you could say. Um, and by the way, I apologize if there's any awkward pauses because I'm literally just doing all this like on the fly, and like sometimes, especially like when I'm thinking of what to say, my mind can be a little bit slow. So I guess editing this would probably be more beneficial, but I don't want to just like, I don't know, I just feel like doing this, it's better just to do it as me just talking like straight up to you guys. And as you can see, like one of the investments that I was able to do, or one of the gifts that I won't say investment because I didn't actually buy it because it was actually a gift, but is this microphone. And funny story, the last video, which was the Love Bites reaction, the reason why the audio was so quiet on that one is because I actually had the microphone like as low as I could have it, like, in terms of the placement, because obviously this is a big microphone, it's kind of bulky, and I didn't want it to like get in the way or anything, and like kind of like take up space on the screen. So I was like trying to figure out a way to do it, but I don't exactly have a stand, so I guess it really didn't work. But yeah, I'm gonna have to, until I get so I invest in a stand or whatever. I guess we're just gonna have to sort of do this format. Maybe I could just like place pictures on the screen and whatnot to sort of like distract from that. Now, in terms of the channel, there are going to be changes. Like, I am no longer going to be doing the whole listen to all the albums that came out in a year's thing. All right. Now, the reason for that is because honestly, I'm still burnt out. Like, I'm not saying the number that I listened to an albums in terms of last year just to like flex on, be like, "Oh, look at how good I am. I listen to all these albums." I'm just using it just to get an idea of like how much new music I had to listen to, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. So in 2020, I heard about 260, or actually not 260, more like 230 albums that came out that year. It's still a lot. There'd be days where it's literally just like listening to like 10 albums in a row, and I really didn't really get the chance to like enjoy myself outside of that. You know what I mean? It's like, oh hey, like I want to watch TV, but it's like, oh nope, gotta listen to these three albums, and two of them are albums that are by artists you really don't care for, but you gotta do it anyway. So sometimes like it made music feel like a chore. Um, and that's something I don't want it to be, especially if it's like music I actually enjoy. And when you're listening to that much music, it makes it a little harder, I think, for the music to kind of stick with you, because sometimes it can just feel like a in one ear, you write your thoughts on an album and then just on to the next one, that sort of thing. I just don't want to be in that cycle, if you know what I'm saying. And honestly, it's not sustainable for me. Um, and I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to complain about listening to music. Oh no, I have to listen to music, worst thing in the world. What I'm saying is that, like, I was just so, like, honestly driven, but or dedicated, but like, I was definitely so focused on just like trying to make, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't know if you notice, that's why sometimes it takes me so long to upload, is because I want everything to like be like as perfect as possible. Like, there have been times where I would literally not upload because I'd go upload for a little while because I would go past um, like past the time I would want to have something uploaded, because I would literally only have like the first 3 minutes or something of a video done. That's also why I think it was the worst of 2019, the first one I did. That's why that one took so long, is because I was always like, I was also the first big editing projects that I did, and I was just finding like all these like different things that I could do with it, and it was a fun experience when the end product was, but like I was just like trying to go all out with that one. But yeah, I'll talk about the end of the year stuff, like those kind of videos in a second, as I'm talking about the more overall, like, whole, listen to all this music sort of thing that happens. But yeah, what I was just saying is like, I just want to be able to like enjoy music again, sort of thing. Like, as someone who loves creating music, especially like, since I've done covers on the channel before, which is something I'm also going to talk about very shortly. I just want to be able to enjoy it again, and I think it's just more of a change in sort of what I want to do. Because obviously, the thing about music, that I'm sure some of you know, is that artists change styles eventually. A lot of them do. Whether for better or for worse, they usually do. Unless you're AC/DC or something like that. But yeah, artists usually change, and that's usually a reflection of where they're at in life. Where they're at in life, excuse the voice crack. But I think it's time for me to change the content on the channel a little bit too. Like, I'll still talk about music, and I'll still probably review stuff, but it won't be the whole like doing stuff to the end of the year sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So again, sorry, this is the part where my mind is slowly processing what I should say here. All right. So the thing is, obviously, from what you can see in my reviews, I have I want to say very clear, but I do have some influences from other people on YouTube who review music. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a ripoff of anyone, because, I'm definitely, at least I think I am my own unique thing, but you can definitely tell that I was very much influenced and inspired by these people. And now that's where I gotta admit that honestly, it's just content I really don't dig anymore. Like, I gotta be completely honest and say I have not watched a music review in like, I want to say the last time I watched a music review was maybe November or something like that, maybe a lot further back. Um, it's just not something that like I particularly dig anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I have nothing against the creators. I'm not saying here like, oh, like they're bad and really like I won't say align, but I won't say agree with either. Why would I do something that like I really don't feel passionate about anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like obviously I'll still review. It's just more of a, I won't do that extreme review of like reviewing as much as I can in a given year sort of thing. You know what I mean? I'll still review stuff that comes out in the year, like occasionally, but it'll just be stuff that will be more of like stuff I'm interested in reviewing, to be honest. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about reactions very shortly, but I just want to explain like the change of like I'm no longer going to be doing like all these sort of albums that come out in the year, um, just because it's also at a point where I physically can't keep up anymore. Because I have other priorities that like literally take that pretty much very much limit me on how I can do that, and that's not a bad thing. Like I'm not complaining about that. It's just more of I know for a fact that like I'm definitely not gonna have the time to do it, and I don't really think me pushing myself to get burnt out again is really worth it, to be honest. And with the whole life thing, I honestly very recently, about this time around the start of my time away or unintentional time away, I've actually had this video on my mind to do for a while, but like I don't know, I just always felt so nervous to upload it, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, like during this time or during the start of this time away, excuse me, I really had to ask myself, do I see myself doing this sort of thing on YouTube in the next 5 years? And I have to be honest. My honest opinion is no. All right. Now, I'm not doing this to, complain and blah, blah, blah. I'm just want to, like I said, this is going to be an honest discussion. You can look at it as me being negative, or you can look at it as me, like, realizing some things in my life, or some things on my channel, excuse me, that are going to change, and just look at it as an update in that. Like, I'm still going to upload. It's just not going to be, it's just going to be in a slightly different direction. So, in terms of, like, reviews and stuff, like, obviously, I have my style that I usually like have music preference for, but I also want to branch out of that a little bit. So you're gonna see me, I think, occasionally like tackle something that's a little bit out of the wheelhouse, if you know what I'm saying. Like, because yeah, I get it. I'm probably didn't help that I probably pigeonholed myself as like a J rock reviewer or J metal reviewer, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, it is such a niche. I'm not saying this to like pray to the algorithm of people or whatever, but like Japanese music, let's be real, is just such a niche in the West that like um honestly my channel might have peaked at this point with the 200 subscribers, which I'm really grateful for, but like it's not something where I can see much expanding much. I'm still gonna review that sort of stuff. It's just more of like I want to be able to talk about other things too. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be preaching to the choir, so to speak, because that's what happens in a lot of. That's just kind of what happens. Like it's less of you know new people discovering stuff, and it's more of like old people like patting you on the back for listening to an artist that you already listened to, which is kind of strange. But yeah, so yeah, there's that, and honestly, yeah. Yeah, there's other things too. Like, to be honest, there's some aspects of the community that kind of make me uncomfortable, but that's kind of a serious topic for another time. But yeah, it's been pretty good for this time away. Um, in terms of upcoming reviews, um, I have the Stacked Rubbish review for Gazette, like written, but I haven't actually filmed it yet. I did start the process of the Bandmade review. That one I'm a little bit nervous too for because I know I'm not gonna spoil it, but I know I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion on that one. But yeah. Oh, and here is where I got to talk about the other thing, alright, is reactions. The reason why I started reactions in the first place was because it was taking me longer and longer to edit. I thought that like I could just do reactions quickly as sort of a like a content window sort of thing to like put content out during the time I'm working during these projects. That way it takes less pressure off of me, so to speak, with the whole algorithm thing. But I think even though reactions are kind of relatively easy to put together, I think it just kind of like unintentionally like dominated the channel in a way. Like I think I uploaded like 10 reactions, between the months of April, May, or whatever. It was like an overwhelming majority of the videos I uploaded recently have been reactions, and I don't want to be a reaction channel, alright? And reactions, to be honest, are very difficult for me to do to begin with, at least for me personally, just because I understand that, like, and I've actually gotten criticism, excuse me, of this before, but I'm not one of those reaction channels that just, like, it's not part of my personality where I over exaggerate everything. That's just not who I am as a person, and I don't really think I could really do that. And yeah, there's that. I gotta get a drink of water. 1 second. This is a bit of a throwback, huh? Like during those videos that I did reviews of, like back in 2018, there would be these little cutaways where I just like drink water. Now those are obviously cut out from videos, but here is a bit of a throwback on this new camera. Yay! But yeah, I don't want to disrespect any reactors, by the way. It's just more of like, I don't see that as my content. And also, the thing about reactions is usually like because I'm like trying to, think about like and process whatever I'm seeing and hearing. Um, it just means that sometimes it takes a little bit for whatever I'm hearing to click. Like, I've actually filmed reactions before that I just don't post because literally it is just me staring at a screen, like kind of blank, and then like I only say like 3 words at the end of it. At the end of anything. I mean, at the end of the video. And then it's done, and I really don't feel like that content is worth posting. It's just me being honest. Like, if I'm doing a reaction, I want to make sure it's something I can talk about, like, something I can discuss, and something where it's not just me, like, blatantly stealing, very, not so subtly, just, playing a song and then just kind of doing nothing, and then, getting views off that song sort of thing. I don't know how to describe it, like, but you get what I'm saying, like, I just don't feel comfortable with that sort of thing. I may still do a reaction here and there, but it won't be like what dominates the channel again. It'll be the kind of stuff that I want to do. However, yes, like I will at least acknowledge suggestions. I'm not saying I won't take suggestions for reviews and stuff, but I'm just being completely honest when I say that like I'm no longer like trying to review as much as I can out of a given year. And also I am not going to be exclusively reviewing stuff from only a particular genre. We are in almost all genre inclusive things. Like I'm not reviewing porno grind. Like I'm sorry, that's probably one of the few genres that I'm not ever going to talk about on this channel. But yeah, you get the idea. And I think a big one for me, in terms of changes, is some of you who, very few of you actually, because my channel has only, I don't know. I actually don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, it's like some of you may know, some of you not. That's the point. May not know is that I am a believer of faith. All right, like you know, or as how you people who aren't necessarily familiar with that, I guess you could say I'm a Christian. But I'm not here to like preach at you and tell you what you should and shouldn't believe. I'm just talking about my personal experience here and how this relates to the channel. And that is, and not to give any testimony or anything, but recently I've just like been thinking about the way I talk about music, and sometimes I think I have, especially on music I don't like, there have been times recently where I feel like I've gotten a little bit too cynical. I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously there are artists that put out stuff that like may deserve the padding that it gets, but at the same time, like as someone who wants to hope they one day hopefully make it as an artist or whatnot. I look at it as how would I feel if, someone is saying stuff about the stuff that I make, you know? It's like the whole judge, not be judged, and people misinterpret that as, you know, God, God says you can't judge me or whatever, but that's not actually the case. The case is judge people in the way that you want to be judged. And sometimes I feel like I don't do that constructively. Like, yeah, I get it on YouTube. Sometimes you gotta over exaggerate, or sometimes you gotta like make jokes at a medium's expense. But there's like a line between that and being mean spirited, and I feel like I crossed that a few times. And honestly, if something's bad and like you point out stuff like in school, and heck, I think it's okay once in a while, or I'm not sure if I think it's okay at the moment, but heck, sometimes you know review an album that you dislike and then talk about why you don't like it. But I feel like at this point, like I really don't think there's a need for me to upload like a worst of the year album list. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking those down. Like those are videos I'm proud of. The worst of 2019 was probably um, the most satisfying video to finish. Also, the best of 2020 as well. I mean, the best of 2020 and 2019 were also satisfying as well. Those were videos that I definitely did have a bit of fun like putting together, and I do enjoy those videos. But that was a different time. I was in a completely different mindset then, and I was completely different. I don't know if I could say person, but I was in a completely different space then that I was now. Get what I mean? So yeah, that's sort of the basic changes around that. Now the other thing, and this is actually something I'm pretty excited for, is I've talked about it a few times, but there's an album that I absolutely love, and for like ever since I started recording reviews 3 years ago at this point, actually 2 to 3 years ago, I've lost count. But anyways, ever since then, there's this album that I've always wanted to do a video essay on, and I think I'm actually going to try to pull the trigger on that. I'm not going to say what album it is, but it is an album that I absolutely love, and I just hope that I can do it justice because I know a proper review of it wouldn't be able to. But yeah, doing a video essay. I'm going to be uploading covers again, which is something I'm a little bit nervous for. Yeah, just because like you get constructive comments which are good, and then you get like um, people who just decide to be really rude, and that kind of it's really weird. Like on the internet, you gotta have tough skin, but like sometimes stuff still gets to me. But yeah, I'm gonna be uploading covers again. I think my next upload is gonna be cover, to be honest. In terms of the content, I'm actually speaking of which, from earlier when I was talking about TV and stuff. Um, this year was actually the first time in like a while that I've actually been able to sit down by myself and like actually enjoy TV or a movie or whatever. And it's been fun. Um, doing something other than like talking about another 6 out of 10 album is good. In which, side note, by the way, when you're listening to like, I felt like some of the stuff I was saying in my reviews was kind of getting derivative, just because there are only so many ways you can say 6 out of 10 or a 7 out, no, or I'm not trying to define an album by the grade, but like in terms of albums that I give like sixes or sevens, which I think are good albums. It's more of like it's okay or whatever. There's literally only so many ways I could say an album was okay. It was good, like it was good. I liked it, it was good. Like it wasn't special, but nothing wrong with it. It's okay. Like there's only so many ways I could have said that. And I felt like I was just like kind of repeating myself a lot on those. But yeah, I'm actually gonna hopefully like because there was a period where did try talking about like movies or it was anime, but like where it was talking about TV. But I'm gonna try to pick that up again, just talking about like whatever I watch, whether it be movies or TV. I think it will be more casual, not really proper reviewing, but just sharing that sort of stuff, just because I'm passionate about that stuff too. And of course, I eventually got to do more nutrition content, you know? Um, I got to do the update on my progress on the amount of weight that I lost, and because it's been like a year, and I still got to do that video, um, and just sort of talk about my experiences with that. And honestly, I might upload some, like, some of you may cringe at this, and that's completely fine. Like I said, those videos might not be for you. There's always going to be other stuff on the channel that you're always welcome to watch, but I might upload like some faith-based videos here and there. I haven't actually fully decided on if I'm going to do that again. I mean, not again, but if I'm going to do that or not. And I think it's very important that I be completely transparent with you on that. So yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment for this video. And this is not me, again, this is not me moping and complaining like, oh, it's so hard. I have only 200 subscribers. I can't believe I have to listen to music. I can't believe I have to do all this and be an adult. Like, no. It's just more like me explaining why I've gone and why I may still kind of not be uploading, or being uploading a lot more sparingly. And it's just sort of me just letting everyone know that there's going to be change. I know it's not a big deal because my channel only has 200 subscribers, but you get those people that are like not only in the YouTube community, but in the when like I feel like anything that's entertainment, those people are like, you changed, you sucked. It was so much better when you did this, and then you changed, and now you're humble. You know, like those people. Excuse me. But yeah, it has been a lot of fun. I didn't actually plan for this video to be about 30 minutes. I was only planning this to be a like 15-minute video. It might be shorter if I decided to edit it, which by the way I'm not. So yeah, this is usually around the time a typical video is before I end up having to edit it. Unless it's a reaction, then it's a lot shorter, but usually like this is the length of like the footage I have to edit for reviews and stuff, so now you know. But yeah, I am like so I just want to take this moment, um, just say like I am so grateful for all of you that have subscribed. I'm so thankful for all of you that have been on the journey. I'm so thankful that you guys have stuck around, whether or not you've seen me visibly burned down in a video, whether or not you've seen me like literally just been entertained by me, like getting angry at music, which is sometimes funny. I'm not gonna lie. I won't say funny, but sometimes entertaining. Like, you know, I get it. Like sometimes people like to watch people deliberately listen to bad music, so then you can get a little bit of a laugh at it. Like there's pain at. I mean, when I say pain, there's okay. Let me rephrase that. There is laughter at people's musical pain expense. I don't know if that's the right catchphrase, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like there's sometimes that, and also, um, I also get that people get totally excited when people talk about an artist that they like, especially if it's kind of a niche artist that people don't really usually talk about. Um, but yeah, I'm just so thankful for all of you guys, and I totally understand if you guys don't want to follow the channel anymore after this update, but I don't think it's that big of a change where that kind of matters. It's just more of like minor changes, minor updates explaining why I've been gone. But regardless, for everyone that's still here, just hope that you're looking forward to what is coming next. And I am looking forward to all the new ones who will be joining me on this musical journey. And I am, again, so humbled and thankful that 200 of you just like enjoy watching some autistic guy talk about music, you know? It is a very amazing and awesome thing that I don't ever want to take for granted. So yeah, that's where I've been for the last month. I don't know how long a gap is going to be for a little bit on uploads, but just so you know, I am not being taken over by the Illuminati. I have not been adopted by aliens, and I have definitely not been involved in an underground hockey rink. Okay, I don't know why that needed to sound dramatic, but I thought it did. But yeah, I guess the only thing left to do is just say my signature catchphrase. And just for a quick note that I do plan on doing sports content more. Talking about the Eagles and stuff. And actually, fun fact: someone did suggest for me to do a sort of draft video on the Eagles, like reviewing the draft, and I did. I recorded it, but I never edited it, and now it's too late because there's literally like a 5 minute segment of me talking about how much I love the signing of Grimes from the unrestricted free agency period of the rookie class, and now he's no longer on the team. So yeah, there's a lot of things that in that video that kind of aged like milk that kind of just like, yeah, it's probably not worth uploading now. But anyways, time for the signature catchphrase as we're now clocking in at 31 minutes and my throat is like very dry. I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this not to watch this review, Alright, can we all start that again? Alright? It's been a while since I've done this, so forgive me, alright? I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope that you all have a great day.